Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Dance Studio, where we bring you the latest news in a short and informative format, and of course in the comfort of a studio. Now, in order to comply with the government's wishes, we here at Dance Studio have decided to work from home and to self-isolate, which is why, as you can see, we are still recording this inside my living room and not in the studio. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first week of restriction ease living has officially gone and passed, and I'd say, boy, that was one hell of a week. I know everyone's still talking about my hair. It's getting longer. I did say I'll get a haircut as soon as the restriction eases. I just haven't found the time. I will try to get one done by next week, so hopefully, I can still do that. Everyone can see that life in the city has slowly started to return back to normal. People are much happier to be able to go out and see some friends and family. And of course, they are now able to have the confidence to venture out to the public for some exercise with a larger group of friends and family, and bring the overall vibe in the state and also the country itself to a much happier position. It's great. Everyone else, morale is skyrocketing and everyone is overjoyed with the amount of freedom that we are able to experience, even though it's not, like a normal state, but it's better than what it was. I know of many people who were able to take advantage of the situation and went out almost every single day to see different groups of people, as obviously there is still a limit to how many people you are able to see at a certain time. But it is still good. As citizens still practice social distancing measures. When seeing these friends and family, they were still maintaining the 1.5 meter distance. I know when I saw me and my friends, we always maintained a 1.5 meter distance radius. So that was good. Hey, what's up, man? I'm back to see you now that we're allowed to visit our friends. Excuse me. 1.5 meter distance. 1.5 meter distance. 1.5 meter distance. However, over a few days ago in New South Wales, health authorities have said that only one case of coronavirus has been identified in more than 10,000 tests. Director of Health Protection Jeremy McAnulty said that one person has contracted the virus overseas and was staying in hotel quarantine. Oh no! Minister Brad Hazzard said that this meant that people have to stay on high alert.
We are being urged to remain on high alert despite just one COVID-19 case recorded in New South Wales in the last 24 hours. The Health Minister has warned we're all sitting ducks as Sydney-siders embraced a slight return to normal.
The first weekend of eased restrictions, a city still on parole but lapping up new freedoms. Outside gatherings of 10, 5 visitors to a home, restaurants catering for just 10.
I think it's fair to say there has been, in a sense, the great New South Wales bust out.
While some were practising ultimate social distancing above the rocks at Maroubra, there were plenty who were ignoring the rules. Police are on patrol. So far, no infringements.
If they do detect that there's non-compliance or they're getting a little bit loose with the compliance, then to speak with the manager.
Revealed today, a Sydney couple who went to a dinner party. One had a runny nose. Both have tested positive for COVID-19.
We are all, every one of us, sitting ducks for this virus.
This week, many people are expected to return to the office. More students will be going back to school.
We will see an increase in congestion on Sydney's roads. It will get back to or close to pre-COVID days.
No plan yet on how our public transport will work. An announcement is due this week.
I guess it's a little too soon to drop our guard completely on the whole coronavirus thing. So far, the whole easing of staying at home restrictions has been extremely rewarding. And also, there's been no penalty infringements handed out. So this is a big congratulations to all of us who were able to correctly follow the rules. Now, I also have some positive news for all of those living in the state of Victoria. From June 1st, ladies and gentlemen, June 1st, Victorians will be allowed to enjoy a meal inside cafes, restaurants, and pubs as a part of a staged reopening of the hospitality industry. Woohoo! Yeah, get to eat in a restaurant! That's not all going to be freedom. There are going to be some rules that will be set in place. Planned will now venues that offer up dining to host up to 20 patrons per enclosed space from June 1st. From June 22nd, it will go up to 50 patrons. And from mid-July, it will move to 100 people. So That's if we all keep going with the rules and, there's no more outbreaks. Now, the venues will be required to take the contact details of every customer who come into the store to help with the rapid contact tracing, which is decent, as this way the restaurants and cafes will be able to keep track of who has entered their premises just in case there is an outbreak and they need to make sure who was there at the present time.
Up to 20 patrons will be allowed back into Victorian pubs, cafes and restaurants from June the 1st. The hospitality industry is celebrating, but the Premier warns it could come unstuck if there's a significant spike in cases. More from Dougal Beattie.
2 weeks out and publicans are getting the taps ready for their first patrons in nearly 2 months.
I'm excited, it's amazing.
Can't wait to come back and get a nice warm table by the fire.
Now converted to a takeaway pizza kitchen, the Grand in Richmond will finally be able to serve customers in their dining room again.
Something simple like a pint in Australia is huge.
It's been so long and you don't know what's going to happen, and it's just cool to see kind of a light at the end of the tunnel.
From June 1, pubs, cafes and restaurants can seat up to 20 people at a time for a meal and a drink while still observing social distancing rules. It'll be restricted to table service only, and venues must record the contact details of all patrons.
People will be able to go and have a meal. And if they choose to have a beer with that, then that's all good.
On June 22, restrictions could ease, allowing up to 50 patrons inside, and by the second half of July, the limit will increase to 100. But the Premier warned the plan could be derailed if Victoria experiences a significant spike in coronavirus cases.
Getting these venues back up and running is very important, but it's got to be done safely.
Now, just to confirm everybody's doubts, it won't be the local bar that is opening up. I repeat, it won't be the local bar that is opening up. It is simply only the bistro part of the bar, the place where you sit down, order food, that will be open for the public. So if you're thinking you'll head down to the local pub, to the bar for some drinks, you're wrong. You won't be able to do that. You would only be able to go into the bistro area, the dining room area, to sit down, grab some food, and maybe grab along a drink while you're there. But you won't be able to, have like 20 drinks with a bunch of mates in a bar. As a constant reminder, I would like to remind everyone that the coronavirus is still a serious issue. You should be complying with what the government is telling us, as social distancing continues to prove to be the best weapon against the virus. We need to be understanding that for the next couple of months, life is still going to be tough, but it is already getting better and will continue to get better if we keep fighting through. Remember to avoid crowded areas and to maintain a good level of hygiene. Always remember to wash your hands and to wear face masks if you need to. Now, please remember to subscribe, punch that like button, and share our content, as we know it is a tough time for everyone, but times are getting better. And I'm sure everyone at home are experiencing the new rules that are coming out in place that are helping everyone, become a happier state in mind. I'm hopefully that our content here is also bringing a smile to everyone's faces, and most importantly, keeping everyone involved about the news that is happening, so everyone can make the right decisions. Okay, I'm your host Dan. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.